Powering the vision for better health for all. Imagine yourself with good health, wellness, and fitness. Imagine it for your family. Imagine it for your community. Multiply this a millionfold and imagine a world where no one is denied access to the best preventive and promotive primary care. Imagine you can have it delivered where you live. Healthcare workers who know you and your community well enough to prioritize the care you need and when you need them. Imagine the poorest and those farthest from the accessible care getting this, all at a fraction of the cost we are spending today. That is what I'm imagining, and with your help and encouragement, I intend to bring it to the world. I have seen the downsides of existing care delivery, and my intuition and logic says it can be done better. My plan is to enter the retail health space in health and wellness and serve the underprivileged and the inaccessible in rural and urban India initially and everywhere eventually. As part of this, my initial goals are to create an advisory board for my venture, 4 to 6 high level people by the end of this year, raise seed funding of about $100,000 to finance the first 6 to 12 months of operation by the end of this year, find a co founder for the venture with complementary profile by the end of the year. My action plans are to define the profiles of the advisors I need, talk to the business angels here and in India, network with social impact crowd in the primary care and global care conferences, and track my progress on a weekly basis. I plan to attend events to meet potential investors and partners. I will organize a conference on health and wellness and will use the social media to raise awareness and follow people on Twitter that are active in the healthcare industry, flattering them when they write a particularly good insight or share an interesting article. I feel optimistic with my new venture. The input I'm getting from friends and coworkers is favorable. I initially thought that power is a trait. With the lessons from this course, I see it as a process. I will be my own author and write my own script as I go about this transformative work. It involves doing stuff that is initially unfamiliar and likely uncomfortable. I will go about it in a playful manner as opposed to a rigid mindset. I am well grounded in terms of ambition and energy, and with my perseverance, I will build a base upon them. I will focus on areas that are critical to my venture. I will transition from a physician to a physician leader who can drive innovation. I have great technical knowledge and ability to listen to patients. To be a successful leader in an innovative and creative organization, I'll be working actively with others. The pace will be changed based on the input of partners, and I will need to deal with conflict as a way to resolve differences. I am changing my approach to empathy. Other professionals will think for themselves, and my relationship with them will be very different from the physician patient relationship I have. The transition from one role to the other will require practice. The good news is I do have a lot of confidence. When I do make a mistake, I am able to excuse myself saying that I did all I could. With self reflection, I will ask myself what I can do differently next time. After all, to err is human. People around me will make mistakes, and I will learn from this as well. Now, I do procrastinate. When I get all my acts together and in a sensible order, I will do it. I realize this will not happen magically one fine day for me to act differently from the way I usually do. So I'll start with one specific change that I can try out before going to bed each night. 3 things that I want to do differently this coming week. Do them even if they are uncomfortable, and in fact, do them because they feel uncomfortable, for that's when I know I am making progress. My task is to get some important allies on my side, individuals, organizations, and groups who are important or potentially helpful to me, my job, or my career, and people and entities with whom I currently do not have a close relationship or alliance. I've also considered leveraging my many success stories in pain management. I have many patients who got good relief for treatment that I've given them and pain that they've had for many years, some as long as 74 years. This may be a way to get favorable attention from the media in town. I plan to use statements such as, "You remind me of me," appropriately. I have heard others say this of me in my early days. I need to be non judgmental and keep critical relationship intact. Small things have enormous paybacks. Now imagine what it will be like to have every day that is different. As I take on this venture, I am excited to see what challenges are and how we go about solving them. I find it motivating and energizing. I plan to work with let's make it happen mindset. I've done a lot of introspective lately on fears, especially with regards to work. This tends to delay decisions. I've also developed a more positive approach focused on incremental improvements, starting with small steps and taking a more risk tolerant approach of what may happen in the future. I recently reviewed my 500 plus contacts in LinkedIn. I realize I know many people who can play a significant role in my job as well as my career. Most of them I do know personally, and there are some I've contacted and connected. Most recently, I connected with Professor Vijay Govindarajan of Reverse Innovation fame. I note that my plan incorporates most of the ideas in healthcare reverse innovation and then some. I feel that VG, as is popularly known, can be an amazing sounding board for my global healthcare venture. Another person I connected recently is Rajiv Ahuja, a developmental economist of World Bank and also worked in the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. He's now in India. He's a person I believe who can give crucial insights and inputs to my board as I start my venture. And finally, Dr. R. Balasubramaniam, a noted health and social welfare activist with grassroots operations in the area that I'm interested in. And he has been promoting healthcare for the indigenous people in the tribal areas of my state. He can be a major asset as I start this venture as well. The next step is to get a strategic small commitment from each of them and establish recurring meetings which tend to build relationship over time and reduce the cost of maintaining the relationship. For external networking, I'll start with dormant ties, former bosses, colleagues, alumni, former employer networks, people who know me but I've not kept in touch with and may have moved on. I will also work on my network. My position in the network matters. Benefits apparently accrue more to those with central or brokerage positions, according to noted researcher Ronald Burt. Even 1% removed, the benefits drop considerably. I'll combine work and private and go to deeper experiences to bond. According to Uzi, there's a good research that deeper experience heighten our ties. An off-site location to discuss a serious topic provides bonding and helps deepen ties and can be memorable. I will get over some resources and steer the networking to my turf. I'll seek the desired expectations for the program. I'll seek additional input from my colleagues, team members, as well as the patient population. It is a mistake to think that I know everything, that I do not need external input. To ask for help is not a sign of weakness. This is never an issue when I'm training, for I appreciate getting help and suggestions. To be in a position of power and seek help when appropriate is a sure way to get the external support and validation I need badly. Now, this is $1 trillion work affecting 1 billion people and needs the work of 1 million. I want the 1,000 people to feel inspired and undertake the challenge of a lifetime. Thank you for your involvement and participation. Thank you, Professor Pfeffer, and thank you, Raquel. This class has empowered me and changed me. Together, we'll shape the organization that will change the world. Together, we'll bring our imagination to life and make good health, wellness, and fitness accessible to all. Thank you.